First of all, seniors night is Friday, and how do you feel about being a senior here and playing your last couple of matches at home?
You want to take this one?
Well, it's definitely going to be something that I'm really excited about. Being a senior and having a lot of responsibilities is something that isn't always an easy thing to do. But I think we're ready for the challenge. I think we're going to show really well this weekend. We got a couple of good teams coming in to play us, but we know what we need to do. We know we need to win, and I think we're ready for it.
Yeah, we got 4 years of experience underneath our belts. We played with some good players before here. We know what it means. When senior night comes around. So I think we'll be ready, and I think we'll all be really excited to get out there and play too. So I'm excited for it.
David, is it going to be emotional for you?
Oh, I think it probably will. Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a little emotional. Gonna have my parents out in the field there with me, and I think my brother might come out too. He's a big supporter of the team, and the last weekend of our home game. So
you guys are fighting for a playoff spot, and Mitch, these games not only are going to be senior and last and all that kind of stuff, but they mean it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the race here and trying to get into the playoffs.
We're definitely on the bubble right now since we didn't get the win against Lewis last Sunday. But I think we don't want our last home game. We don't want to lose our last game of our lives. I think we have a special opportunity here as seniors where we don't get to go to nationals, but at the same time we have a very good chance of winning our last game in conference final. So I think that means a lot to me personally because I don't want to lose any more games. And it's definitely gonna be emotional like Fox said, but I think we're up for it. So
David?
Yeah, to borrow one of our coach's phrases, it's gonna be a dogfight out there. And I mean, these 2 last games, this is it. We're gonna put everything we have into it, and if we do that, if we come out and play like we can, then there's not a team really in this conference that we can't compete with and win against. And I really believe that. I know Mitch does too.
yeah,
man.
definitely.
Yeah, you guys have shown that you belong in the GLBC, just competing for that playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the injuries and how are you now, David? How's your knee and what percentage are you back, if you could guess?
Well, I like to go about halfway through the season. I just kind of started calling my knee Diego because
Diego.
He's just been, a lot of people have been talking about him on the team. So
after every game, we ask him how Diego's doing.
And sometimes he's doing pretty well, other times he's really not feeling it. But it's I scheduled my surgery just a couple of days ago, actually, at the Liberty Hospital. So I'll go in on November 9th, I believe, and they'll operate on it, and they'll, I guess, sew up my meniscus and get that fixed. But they've moved me around a lot this year. Same with Troy. Troy's struggling with also problems in his knee. He's got that partially torn ACL, and I think a bruised meniscus as well. But so I've played center mid this year. They had me at outside mid. I've been practicing at forward now, so they just kind of move me around. But you really just kind of get out start every day fresh. You can't bring in previous games into it, and that's especially important when you're injured because you just have to keep on focusing on what's ahead of you instead of what's your past has been like. So
kind of always been my belief that an outside mid had to do a lot more running up and down.
Yeah.
Has that been tough on the knee?
yeah, it has been. I mean that. So we play Friday, and then we have 1 day of rest on Saturday, and then I go right back out there on Sunday. And so Saturday is just painful. I just try to ice it and stay off of it and limp around, and then get ready on Sunday again. So
Mitch, talk about your position switches because I know you've also had to switch back and forth a little bit.
Yeah, and I've been switching around positions probably my entire life, so I'm kind of used to it. High school, I played everywhere, and now, coming in here, I really didn't get a lot of time. There was always, a bigger, faster, stronger, better senior than me every year, and now that I'm a senior, kind of won that spot over. And they had me out at left defender towards the beginning of the year, and then they made a few shifts with Fox getting injured. That kind of changed a few things. And they shifted Cole Prather into the middle, and then they put me out at right, which is where I'm more comfortable anyway. So and I've been there since. And right defender is kind of where I've always felt comfortable. It's kind of been a home for me. So I was very happy when that change happened.
Mitch, speaking of home, tell us where you're from, a little bit about your family, and what you want to do after Jewel.
Okay. I'm from Overland Park, Kansas. I have two amazing parents, Scott and Joanne Williams, and my brother, Matthew Williams, and he's an older brother, 25. And then after Jewel, I plan to get a job. I think my life is taking me towards sales in one direction or another, but I haven't quite gotten that, exact fit for me down yet. I think owning my own business is a huge goal of mine, and I definitely have some dreams I would like to accomplish as far as owning my own business and getting into the business world. So,
Dave?
I'm from Salina, Kansas, and my parents are Ron and Jane Fox, big supporters of the Jewel soccer team. They love coming up. Same, and I've got a bigger family too, and they always love to come watch me play. So my brother Graham's here in Kansas City. He likes to come up a lot. Got a younger sister Carolyn, and then older sister Sarah and her husband Eric, and they love to come up. As for after Jewel, I've got a couple options like Mitch. We've thought about doing some things together. Maybe moving out to Colorado and trying to start some. At the same time, I actually have the Peace Corps shown some interest in me. I applied for that a little while ago, and I've heard back from them. So that's an option on my plate. Go spend about 2 years of my life in like Eastern Europe or something like that. So I'm interested in stuff like that. So we'll just kind of see where life takes me after Jewel.
For either or for both of you, what's been your best Jewel moment?
Jewel moment or soccer moment?
But either or.
I mean, you cannot beat, and honestly, it's probably one of the best moments of my life, was going to Orange Beach, Alabama for Nationals last year. And I'm pretty sure any guy that you asked on the team this year that was there last year would say the same answer. I mean, it was just a thrilling experience. It's almost difficult to put it into words just because of how incredible it really was. First of all, getting out of school for a week, which I probably shouldn't be saying, but I probably should not be saying that. But it was, at the time, especially, it was cold up here. It was December. It started snowing. We were up here, and so we left everything behind and went down to a beach. We had a huge resort just right on the beach that we were staying in for free. And
all the free food we want, and the food was just incredible. And I mean, you're just with like your best friends, every day waking up, and you look out the window, and there's, the sun's out, and you're on the beach, and you go out there, and it's just beautiful. And we were winning. And we played some soccer.
And we played some soccer on the side, So yeah, we played some soccer on the side.
Yeah, I have to agree with Mitch. That team last year was just fantastic. We had amazing chemistry. It was definitely a goofy team. We had a bunch of characters on that team, but we got so excited for games when we played them that we rolled over opponents. And then when we got to Nationals, it would just magnified that whole effect.
It was this crazy thing where we would just, an hour before the game, none of us would even really be thinking about soccer. We would just maybe a little bit, but we were kind of just having fun. And then, right when that 30-minute period before the game started, we just kind of had this switch that we turned. Michael Holdaway called it the switch, turn the switch on. And we would just turn it on, and we didn't lose. I mean, we lost 3 games all year, and one of those in the semifinals of Nationals. So, yeah, it was pretty special.